Okay, let's start with our first segment. We can continue talking about vices for ages. Dude, firstly, did you see the Bob Catter video?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Of
I'm going to
course.
play it nonetheless because I think people deserve to see it.
People have a right to know.
People have a right
Even though
to
they
know.
definitely already do know. There is no way that you haven't seen this. This is going to be up there with the crocodile point, you know.
This conference about an anti-migration rally has been derailed after Bob Catter threatened a journalist who had brought up his heritage, calling him a racist. The federal politician told the media pack he'd punched people for less. Pippa Sheehan has the details.
A group of Qatar MPs had called the press conference this morning to discuss a planned pro-Australia rally that's set to be held in a number of locations across the went south.
I'd like the context.
5 minutes into their messaging, Bob Catter began taking questions, and it soon turned to his own Lebanese heritage and queries as to why immigration was so bad for Australia. Mr Catter launched into a tirade of abuse at the journalist who had asked about the federal MP's grandfather who immigrated to Australia, but instead of answering, Mr Catter began berating him and soon after came within striking distance holding a fist up.
Lebanese heritage yourself?
Oh, mate, don't say that because that irritates me and I punch blokes in the mouth for saying that. Don't you dare say that. My family have been in this country for 140 years, right? So if you say anything like that, I have on many occasions punch blokes in the mouth, right? So I'm restraining myself today. Don't say that.
I'm sure that
Don't
you said it.
say that because you're a racist. You're a racist. You cannot say what you just said without being identified as a racist. So, gentlemen, ladies, this man is a racist.
The whole premise for the press conference was to encourage the reporting of those who disrespect the Australian flag and to promote a rally to be held this weekend called March for Australia, which appears to promote a pro-Australia anti-migration stance.
Man, he really did prove that the Leb genes are still running strong within him.
Yeah, dude. And
Isn't that
also,
incredible? Just being like, you're a racist, bro. I'm going to bash you. Cuz, I'll bash you, bro.
But more importantly, I found out today that he is a leb. Dude, not only is he a
you didn't
leb,
know?
his Catter is not the name.
Oh, what is it?
It's like Catri or...
Catriel.
Yeah, well, I'll find out. Because I just was like...
Yeah, dude,
name
there's
isn't even
definitely a
Catter.
in it. Catter, for sure. Oh. It's,
Yeah, okay.
let's just be honest, probably the best move he could have made.
His actual name is actually Kitter.
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 Yeah. Okay, so Qatar. It's Bob Qatar. We've got to start calling him that from now on. That'll piss him off so much. Everyone, start calling him Bob Qatar.
He's so... Okay, so... what I'm trying to... Wait, is my mic working?
Yeah, it's working. It's just
Okay.
you're moving it. Okay, but yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, okay. Dude, he's such a lib cunt.
He's such a lib.
And I like how he gets angry. He's literally there talking about like how immigrants suck and he's gonna come out rally and then, but he's in a glass house.
Yeah, he's in a glass house, but like so many migrants, they hate migrants the most.
Well-
That's incredible. It's so much that everything about that was just as lib as it could get. Fucking hate migrants, bro. What'd you say about me, cuz? You racist dog. I'll fucking bash you, bro. I will bash you right here, right now. I swear to God. You're so lucky the cameras are here, lad. Meet me outside later.
And I love like as soon as he gets called out, his response is basically what Sarah Hanson Young's response would be like, "You are racist." It's like while he's like promoting a racist rally. Dude, the idea is insane. So not only is his grandfather leb, his dad's dad, but he's a leb who was told by the Australian government, "You're a leb, fuck off." and very much like in Bob Catter, he's like, "Well, fuck off. What do you mean fuck off? I've come all the way over here." And like he waited like
I'm Australian, dog. And also,
and it was illegal until like they had to reverse the white Australia policy. And that made me really think. I was like, I'm sure Bob Catter would have considered this as a potential burn.
I don't know if he did. It's always so hard to know with Bob Catter because he is obviously insane. He's just look. I gotta say, we are blessed to have that man. That has to be the funniest politician on earth, bar Donald Trump. Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, a leb that has spent 140 years sweltering in the North Queensland sun to become that.
Yeah.
He's so
Bob Qatar.
perfect. Bob Qatar. And Bob Qatar's very fitting because Bob, such a Queensland name. Qatar, what's the word? Honouring his roots.
Yeah.
Do it, Bob. I don't even know why the hell he's like getting angry about that because he used to bring that up all the time as a defense. Then again, who knows how Bob Catter's beautiful mind works?
Dude, I almost got into Bob Catter's side. Dude, I've recently moved or in the process of moving, and in my new place, all my neighbors, they're all fobs. They're all like
Out!
Wait,
Get out now!
So I come in and like as soon as I get into my house, it smells of cigarettes, and I was like, "What
Nice.
the fuck? Why is it like there's no one here?" And it turns out like my neighbor's a heavy smoker, this Indian dude,
Oh,
and he smokes
no.
outside, and the direction is such that it goes straight into my house. Anyway, so I was like,
so what, they hit it with the baked brownies or something on the inspection day?
I don't. He probably. Maybe they told him to like ease on
Sir,
the chimney
please.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was almost about to go like full nationals and fuck these immigrants until I saw my one white neighbor. Dude, she was like outside screaming at her. I assume was NDIS carer, like just some like. She clearly so the carer was pissed off at this lady who had some issues, and the carer was like, "You fucking make me wait all this time. I don't give a fuck about you, you piece of shit, you slut." And like the slut, I mean like the lady, she's like, "Fuck you, I love you. You call me so many times." And they're both screaming at the top of each other. It's hard to tell who's the carer and who's the
Yes.
patient. Anyway,
No one's caring in that relationship.
so I'm just like, listening to this, sitting in the lounge room, and I'm like, you know what, dude? Just humans are fucked. It doesn't matter where you're from. Like, the white lady is more, like, I'll take the smoker, actually. I will 100% take the smoker over this crazy
Well, she's not
lady.
giving you laughs.
Look, initially it was a laugh, but then I realized, oh, wait, I live here now. But to her credit, and I will have to say this to give her some credit. We were moving in, right? So we're moving in all the shit from the car into the house, and I go out and she's over there, and I just do like a polite smile and wave, and she's like, "I'm really sorry for screaming," and I was like, "Oh no, it's fine. I like it. I don't mind at all." And so she did apologize. But I think she was apologizing to anyone. And I think that was her cue of like, now listen to my sob story. Which I didn't because I literally had a TV in my hand. So I was like, my hands hurt, so I'm going to like drop this off. But like, no worries at all.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're going to have to dodge that every time you go into your house.
You're
You're going to hear the sob story.
She's a few doors down though. So
yeah,
that's good.
but it sounds like she's out on the patio.
Yeah, dude. And I was looking at my rent and thinking like, how are they affording? I was like, I'm having difficulty, and I don't even have
Telling
an
you, man,
NDIS.
the NDIS is a
carer.
rort. It is a rort. That's how they're affording it. Because of you. You're paying 2 rents, mate.
Jeez, man. But like either way, so I very quickly slid off my anti-immigration wave.
I can't wait to see you front and center on the
Yeah.
Telegraph on the march.
I was like totally with Trump when he was like, they're not sending the best. And then I saw her and I was like, yeah, but the ones that are here aren't the
Aren't
best,
the best either.
either. Like, like it's,
Well, again, no, the English were not sending their best. We all know that.
I don't know where the best are.
Where are the bears?
I have no idea. I guess China. But yeah, so I'm off the immigration. But what do you think about the rally? Do you think it's going to be a success? I'm getting some ads for them.
Wow, there's money behind it.
There's some money behind it. There's a lot of I think a lot of this comes from a reaction to the Palestine rally as well, because they're
Yeah,
using
we can have one too.
Yeah, so like if you look at the ads that are targeted to me, I don't know why they're targeted to me, but the ad essentially is like they'll show a video of the Harbor Bridge rally, but like with really intense music playing in the background, just like scary music with like drone footage of the rally, and just then a voiceover comes like, "We have to show them that we exist as well. If you want to protect,
That's a good way to
Australian
get people
culture."
out. Yeah, they've done it.
In fact,
Because I was thinking the whole time, how are you going to get people to this rally? Because, you know, going to the Palestine rally, you're just going to get good boy points from anyone. Everyone's just going to be like, oh, so brave. Yes, we must do something about this. If you're going to an anti-migration rally, man, you better work on a construction site or a truck driver, like any other employment agency, a side of employment. Like you're going to get stigmatized and probably fired. There's a lot. I'll say this. You have to be way more invested in the cause to go to the migration
Do you
rally.
think, because like in our circles, perhaps, like obviously you'll get, you know, cool boy points. I don't know, our circle doesn't exist, but you know, our wider,
Yeah, we don't have a circle.
we don't have a circle.
This is the circle right here.
which is becoming more and more Nazi. Anyways, but our
We're
wider,
not going to be at the rally, but we salute you, boys. Out you go.
the tribe will definitely give us cool points for going to the Palestinian rally. But don't you think like those people that go to the anti-immigration rally, their circle will give them
Cool boy points?
Yeah.
Their circle will give them cool boy points, but my point remains, their employer will not give them cool boy points.
Yeah, the employer one's a tricky one, eh?
That's what I'm saying.
But I think the employers are just such power-hungry, money-hungry bastards that as soon as they feel like, I think in the U.S. now, post-Trump, like it would be worse for you to say like, open borders is great.
Yeah, that's true.
So these guys are just waiting on, you know, what the 51% thinks. They switch immediately. That's their policy.
Yeah.
We're with the 51%.
Yes. Sports betting on rallies. Look, we will have to wait and see. I am guessing that it's not going to be anywhere near as big as the Palestine one. But man, I could be proven wrong. I usually am about the future.
That's my guess as well. I don't think it will be as big as the Palestine one.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be.
But I think it'll have
10,000.
10,000. That's
Nah, it can't be because there's too much advertising.
Dude,
on it.
how many people live in the Shire? Surely they're going to be there.
I don't know if they do anymore. I think that's all cooled down. They're also suburban people. Do you think that they're going to go? People from the burbs?
They usually are
It
too
seems like
lazy.
it's rougher. It's if you go to a migration rally, you're either rougher or I can imagine just some maybe people from the burbs end up going. That's what I'm thinking, exactly what you're saying. It's just like, well, I've got my lawn that I have to do, and I've only got a couple of days to do that. And I've got to
Yeah.
put the bins out.
Well, maybe there's not going to be that many people there, but I imagine there'd be like a lot of sympathy with these people all
March
across
on,
the
yes.
regions of this country. And certain...
It might not be a million-man march, but they represent a million men.
Yeah, I know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Bob Catter's going to be there, and he's saying that he wants to. So
See, again, though, doesn't it just really feel like? Remember when there was the at Canberra? There was the what was it called again? Not the Productivity Commission. There was a, you know, one of those ideas fests that they have recently. God, I can't believe that I've forgotten what it's called. But they were just, you know, like giving me your ideas of how you think the economy can be improved, set up by Chalmers. And then the libs were just like, we're going to have our own real productivity commission and set one up down the hall. And it was just filled with like pro-nuke nutters.
Yeah. I think I saw a bit of about that. The Nationals were like, well, the clear policy is nuclear, and that's going to raise our productivity. Now, who wants to go watch the game?
They were thinking hard. Very new, fresh ideas were emerging at the Real Productivity Commission. I think that it'll probably follow the same pattern. It'll be just a bit of a joke. people would get on with their day.
Well, look, to be fair, the criticism is the Labor Party's Productivity Commission is no different, my friend.
Here's it.
I mean, they're saying they're both equally useless.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Like, the press is definitely saying that. But I think we all know which one was more useful. I think there was no need for the Alternative Productivity Commission. Like, I don't know why we're even calling it that, but I think we all knew what these bold ideas were going to be because it's just what the Telegraph has been saying for the last 8 years.
Fair enough. Okay, look, well, the Productivity Commission, we can talk about it another time because there's a lot of other pressing concerns. Speaking of the anti-immigration crowd, there's another kind of people that live in this country, and they're currently hiding, and these are sovereign citizens. Have you heard about this dude who shot up 2 cops in Victoria?
No.
Okay.
Not a sovereign citizen.
Citizen.
Why? Because they're not valid according to the Constitution, and therefore it's illegal to murder them.
Well, dude, but yes. Well, I mean,
that what it is? Yeah.
you're on my property, can't?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're in my country at the moment. So this guy, he lives in like regional Victoria. He's apparently a nut.
I would have guessed.
Yeah, they went to these 2 poor cops who went to his house to execute a warrant to basically take his guns.
No.
And he was like, "They're taking her guns."
No.
He kills him. He kills him, and then he's like hiding. Apparently, because he's a sovereign citizen, everyone knows him, and they know he's a bit of a nut. And so he's in the bush. And initially, the cops were, dude, like Victoria, like, you know, I support the troops and everything, but these Victorian cops like came out very confident initially. Just like, we're gonna get this guy. He's heavily armed, but we're gonna find him. This is not gonna take too long. And then like a day goes by. And they're like, well, look, he knows the bush well. And so he's hiding there. But you know what we're doing? We've got experts on our side. And the experts were like other cunts in the neighborhood who also go into the bush. And they're like, where do you think he would be? And he's like, oh, I'll help you find it. And so they kept looking, right? Still nothing. So then they started like using an airplane or drones to monitor the bush. Still nothing. And now they're saying like, they're on ABC, like, if you're listening, please surrender. This guy's been like in the bush for 4 days. Sovereign citizen.
Damn. That is a good old-fashioned bushranger hunt.
Oh my
They're
God. But like,
back.
I didn't know that it could take that long.
Well, man, if you are well endowed in geographical knowledge, you can make a stakeout for sure. You can.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you be able to see fire or something? It's really cold, bro. Like in the bush, he's either a popsicle or he's got a campfire going.
Maybe he's a popsicle.
And also, like, Victoria is not that big.
It's not that big. That's the other. Okay, all right. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's tiny. Oh, man, I don't know. You would imagine that you could get one of those drones out that can detect heat or something.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
Maybe he's just picking up a lot of deer.
dude, my partner was saying like, oh, you know, he's out there hiding, and I was like, he's one guy. What a silly idiot! Like, at least raise an army before you're gonna challenge the sovereign laws of Australia.
Yeah,
so we can have a
making
show.
a brave stand.
Like, is this guy? He's gonna get hunted down in no time, and then.
He's not.
Who's the idiot, dude? It's been 5 days, dude. If I was playing
Fugitive.
if I was playing San Andreas or GTA and I was at 5-star and I was still surviving day 5, that's a win.
Yeah, totally.
That's
Yeah.
like there's choppers, there's
Yeah.
planes, and I'm still living,
Still
baby.
going. Maybe you get to 6 and they bring out the tanks. They might have to. They might have to get the army involved.
Dude, Ned Kelly, but better.
Yeah, he's better than Ned. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Don't. It would be so up that guy's alley to come out in the old. Tin
Oh, dude, I felt
knight
bad
armor.
for his wife. His wife was like this Vietnamese or Filipino lady. And like, cause there's videos of him, cause he's been a sovereign man for a while. So there's like a current affair style stuff or 60 Minutes or something of him. And he's like grabbing on to his missus, just like showing how much, but it just looks a bit odd. He looks like he's demonstrating that he owns her or something. I don't know. It just gave me a little. I felt bad for her.
Oh man, anyone who is a sovereign citizen with guns and has a mail order bride, you gotta feel sorry for the bride. Just on those facts, you don't need to know anything else.
Yeah, this was not promised to us.
Yeah, I know. I'd think that the Philippines would be an upgrade into that life, frankly.
The dude changed his name, and I could immediately tell his name's been changed because his name was something Freeman, and I was like, that's not his name. Yeah, his name is Desi Freeman.
Designated free man.
Having
And
said-
he is.
Dude, sovereign citizen is like the widest thing on earth. Like, no immigrant will ever assume that they're sovereign.
Yeah. They're barely citizens, let
No,
alone
dude, we have to
sovereign
work
citizens.
hard to like develop criminal enterprises and know how to avoid the law.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy just doesn't need your laws don't apply to me. He's like,
What? You
cheat
can do
code.
that?
but he's actually I don't know what ethnicity he is, dude, but he's the color chart scale. Let's just say Hitler would be very confused what to do with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, look at his face. Desi Freeman. What is he? He looks a bit more brown than normal. And this isn't like a spray tan situation. This is like generational spray tan happening.
Desi Freeman, let's see. He's something.
He's something.
He's definitely an ethnic.
Could he be, in which case he would have more grounds to do this, but
Man, he looks.
Could he
looks
be
like a
part
very
indigenous?
angry man. He just looks more Woggy or Lebanese
yeah,
to me.
he does. He does look like Cyprus or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's on the loose. He's armed and loaded. He's got his guns, plus he's got the police officers' guns as well. He stole their service revolvers.
God damn.
So the government gave him extra guns. We'll keep you
So
updated
what
on
happened
this.
to the wife?
Dude, I initially read reports that he's taken his family hostage.
No.
But then I subsequently didn't read anything about it, so maybe that's untrue. But I do know that he said that his wife and family aren't involved.
Jesus Christ, listen to this. Wife's disturbing warning about alleged cop killer. He's a ticking time bomb. That's what
She
his
would know,
wife
yeah.
says.
Damn, and you
Damn,
can tell
dude.
that ticking time bomb has burst a few times at the house as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, he's still on the loose, and we'll update you as the story. This is a developing story.
Ah, dude, so sad. She looks like a nice lady too.
Yeah, dude. She was been a hostage for years. You can tell
For sure, for fucking sure. No way.
All right, okay. Another thing that I want to get your opinion on, Jordan. The Greens are poo-pooing AFL because AFL decided to hire Snoop Dogg for the grand final show.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear about this one?
Like, maybe.
Do you think that Sarah Hanson-Young has a point there?
I don't
She
really
calls
know.
him-
All I know is that the Greens are boiking the AFL because Snoop Dogg's playing.
I don't
That's
think
it.
the Greens ever watched the AFL.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, look, I don't think they could name a team.
Yeah, this is a very... So apparently Snoop Dogg is a slur merchant,
Slur merchant.
homophobic,
Mhm.
and...
Well, I mean, this is not breaking news. I mean, he's got a long, distinguished career in gangster
and
rap.
violence against women is alluded to in some of his songs. Now,
What, are they just learning this, are
he-
they? They're
he
so
was-
removed from pop culture, hey?
he did become famous initially for being a literal pimp
Literally a
and
pimp.
drug dealer.
Yes, I know.
He's like his foray into rap was his side gig.
Yeah. The way that I paid for my studio time was by pimping.
And dude, like,
Did
let's
you
be
know
real.
this?
Let's be real. Tell me if I'm wrong. Snoop Dogg, never a great rapper. He was always famous for his vibe.
Yeah, totally.
He was always like, oh yeah, he was kind of friends with Tupac. And Tupac used to say, whenever I can't get weed, Snoop is the guy I hit up to. And people are like, damn, Snoop must be crazy.
Right, okay.
Like, all
is
of
that
his
right?
great songs are with collaborations with other people.
Definitely. But you're right, though. Look, I will pay this about Snoop. Best voice in the game.
He does have a great voice. Yeah, he just has a great personality.
Yes.
And he played that well. Till today, he's all about weed, dude. He figured out like early stoner, like, you know, when stoner stuff became popular. Seth
I mean,
Rogen
how many
time.
front covers of High Times has that guy been on?
His entire personality was, I smoke weed.
Yes.
And then at one point, dude,
He's just a joint, isn't he?
he like totally abandoned rap. He became a Rastafarian.
Yeah, I know. Which again, it was just like, I just couldn't have seen any homophobia coming out of this man.
And he started calling himself Snoop Lion.
Yeah, that was weird. Man, that was a midlife crisis, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he is just a vibe. And the vibe,
And then for a brief nanosecond, he started calling himself Snoopzilla.
it really was.
Yeah. I don't know. He was just like, man, I just ain't feeling reggae anymore. I'm going to be Snoopzilla from now. What was Snoopzilla music, actually? I'm going to check that out.
He was trying to like rediscover himself for the longest. The early 2000s was a difficult phase for him.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
And weed really did help him because that was the only thread that I think remained constant and popular.
So Snoopzilla was... He was putting on a different style of music for that. Yeah, okay, it was funk. It was funk. Of course it was. Dude, funk sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I love Snoop, but like, I'm just saying that like his entire vibe was that I am. And 90s rap was just, most of it was homophobia.
Yeah, of course.
And it's only recently changed. Like, when did black people become gay? When was that?
What do you mean?
Okay, do you remember when, like, in the early 2000s and the 90s, black people had the reputation of like calling out white people for like their like that Dave Chappelle gag. It's like, man, white people always do some borderline gay shit. You know, like, and at some point, black people also started doing that humor. So that is the question: when did black people become gay? I want to say it's like around 2010. Like, okay, this kind of humor where, like, sexual humor between men, where that demonstrates I'm comfortable with my sexuality. It's like, you're so sexy, I could kiss you right now. Like, dude, there was a time when, like, men would never even say anything of that sort. Like, no, I'm extremely heterosexual. And white people are the first to accept this homosexual energy in their humor. And at some point, black people switched over too, but I don't know when.
Do you think they did?
Dude, I think they're there now.
Surely.
They're basically white people now, like in a lot of ways.
Oh, like, yeah, like the Hollywood version of
Yeah,
it. But
Hollywood
like,
version.
man, I honestly think, man, you go out into the streets of Compton and you start doing that, you're going to cop a bullet.
Yeah, I know, but like there was a time when even the Hollywood version of black people weren't into that, and they always looked at that as like
absolutely.
some
But I think
Sodom
that-
and Gomorrah shit.
Exactly, but I think that what's happened over time is you just don't get employed in Hollywood unless that's that, you know. I think also when that was sort of rife in the 90s, as you were saying once, there really was sort of like there was black movies and then there was white movies, you know?
It was separate.
They
I wonder
were
if
just like,
it's
it was a
still-
completely different industry.
Yeah, there was black
I don't know
porn,
if it
white
exists
porn.
anymore.
There was a black version of everything and a white version of everything.
Yeah, there was really like those, you know, those movies that we all think like, oh, they were so good, and you go back and watch them like, I don't know, Friday or something like that. Man, you go back and watch them, man, they sucked. And also, they must have had like the lowest budgets imaginable.
Yeah.
It was just funny to us because we were stoners when we were 19 and they were talking about weed heaps. But man, you go back and watch it and you're actually like, dude, this is quite scary. Like it's filmed on a really bad camera. It's like there's so many undertones of gang violence in it that just kind of just went above my head when I was there before. Like it was really, let's just put it this way. It was street. It was street.
But-
I think that's probably what's happened. That segment of quote unquote Hollywood has kind of just been bought out and amalgamated like everything else.
Actually, funny you mentioned Friday. I feel like that was one of the movies that was one of the early crossover ones. Like Friday mainstream black culture to a large extent.
Yeah, totally. But it was still, for lack of a better word, segregated. You know, like it was in its own realm.
But as Bob Catter would say, the problem started then. It started permeating into mainstream culture. I think Eddie Murphy was like a huge black name that became really popular amongst white people. And then they came up with the term white famous.
White famous.
Where like a black person becomes white famous. And I think Eddie Murphy was one of the
did
first
it. Richard
few.
Pryor did it. Obviously, you've got your Tupacs and your Biggies. They were there.
I wonder how
Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. I think with Tupac and Biggie, obviously they're mainstream culture in every ethnicity now. But I wonder in the 90s if they were. I don't know the answer to that. Like when Tupac and Biggie in early 90s, these like 23-year-old, 24-year-old hoodlums fighting against each other, like how big were they in mainstream white culture?
Nah, that was still huge.
They were huge? Okay.
I mean, man, this was back in the Michael Jordan days.
well,
Michael Jackson, for Christ's sake.
basketball's different, dude. Like that's sport was just like, you can't stop
Its own
them.
universe.
Yeah. It becomes very, very
All right, well,
clear.
what about music then?
Yeah,
They're always
music.
there.
Yeah, okay, true. Music was. Oh,
No, hang on. It's not that there wasn't. It wasn't that there wasn't black people in white films. It's just, I'm telling you, there was just an exclusively black
that's the
entertainment industry
Yeah.
that just doesn't exist anymore. It's
I think
not
there
there.
was mainstream where it was like mostly white, and then you would have like black representation, right? And then there was a separate field of entertainment which was just exclusively black.
It was just black. And then if you did really well in black, that's when you would become white famous, like Chris Tucker, for instance. Yeah.
Chris
move
Tucker
over.
was, I think Rush Hour made Chris Tucker white famous.
I honestly think if we're going to say what was the stepping stone, it would have had to have been Friday. As you said,
true,
Friday
true,
kind of
Friday.
was just this big cultural hit. And he got clout from that. I remember him talking about it and just being like, man, they give me this fat ass blunt. They say, go watch a movie, Chris. And I'm watching it at his studio and it doesn't have any sound effects in it or nothing. And you can hear cars on the outside. I'm like, man, this movie sucks, man. You ruined my career. And, man, they put the... I'm telling you, Ma, it's just the sound effects. And then, like, I'm famous because of sound effects, man.
He's right. He's not wrong about that.
Well, no, I think he is wrong. I think that man, like Michael Jackson, has a brilliant voice that could not be tamed. Like that, it's just that is the funniest voice of all time.
Yeah, and you know what?
He's the Snoop Dogg of comedy. He really is.
Until Chappelle came around. Chappelle's voice is completely different to what it used to be. Chappelle's voice now is like, he's like, there's gravitas. Do you remember Nutty Professor, Dave Chappelle?
Oh, no. Honestly, Dave Chappelle had a great voice. But the thing is, Dave Chappelle is an actor. Dave Chappelle can put on different voices. So he just puts on funnier voices. That is Chris Tucker's voice. He's not pretending. He just sounds like he inhales helium instead of oxygen.
Yeah, he talks like Michael Jackson for some reason.
Oh, totally. It's incredible. Like words cannot describe how much I love that man. He is my favorite Hollywood celebrity of all time.
Well, speaking of your favorites, there's another favorite of yours making headlines. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage
Speaking of funny men.
unveils a mass migrant deportation plan. So he's come down his own version of the escalator again. And
What's it called? It's got a name?
Reform UK.
No, but has the plan got a name? Is it like out?
It's called Operation Restoring Justice. So here's some of his plans. He's unveiling his fantastic operation. Dude, he's really doing Trump. He's like calling it fantastic and everything. His fantastic, and then like the World Socialist website has in brackets written fascistic. Sorry. So he wants to introduce a new bill called Illegal Migration Mass Deportation Bill, just in case you had any doubts about what it was. So what he wants to do is, in order to do this, He's saying that he wants to repeal. He wants to like leave the European Convention of Human Rights. He wants to repeal the Human Rights Act, and he wants disapplying for 5 years three other international treaties, such as the 1951 Refugee Convention and United Nations Convention Against Torture and Anti-Trafficking, which he
I
denounced.
don't think he needed to include those.
Which he denounced as roadblocks.
I suppose they do stop you from getting things done.
So when he unveils
Well-argued
this,
point.
he's saying that he's going to do this as soon as his party gets elected. And then he's like, we're going to get rid of all of them. By all of them, he means 600,000 in the first 5 years. And as soon as he said that he had doubts on himself in the first 5 years, then he looks to his brown token dude, who's supposedly the czar of this mission, this like immigrant himself. And he looks at him and he says, we can do this in one term? Like, I don't know if they've, how have they not discussed this before, but he's like, absolutely we can. He's like, okay, we will do it in the first term.
Wow. Well, if there's one thing that you can talk about that, it's that they've been thinking about this a lot.
Yeah.
That's incredible that they haven't. They have been campaigning on nothing but migration forever. How have they not figured out the numbers yet?
Well, I don't know about dude, I don't know if they actually ever believed, but I think now they are. They're confident that they could win. This is the brown token dude who's with him doing this.
That's incredible. Doesn't he look exactly like Kash Patel as well?
Yeah.
It's just a complete carbon copy of the
Man, I
American.
will say one thing.
It's
Browns,
a funny leader with Kash Patel.
Browns, including myself, have the lowest level of like ethics and morality. We are the first ones to be like, Hitler, no, fuck the Browns, fuck them. Every time. Why is the Browns always doing it? Why don't you ever see like, I don't know, some like insane black dude just being like, no, fuck all them.
I don't know. I think it is just because, for whatever reason, Desi's really like the idea of bureaucracy, right?
I think it's like a deep-seated colonial after effect where we've been doing it for hundreds of years, man. Like, we've been fucking over our own kind for the white man for a long time.
Yeah, but in a very
my family is one of them.
pencil pusher way, right? That's the way that they do it.
Well, did I tell you my family's history? I found this out later, dude.
Yeah.
My grandfather, not my grandfather, my great-grandfather apparently had a piece of land which is near Delhi in India. Used to have it. I did some researching on that fucking piece of land, or that property. It turns out, dude, that land was given to people that betrayed their fellow brown men during a rebellion in 1857 and supported the British. And the British gave them those parcels of land as a reward.
Right, okay.
We've been doing it for long. Like, my family's been doing it.
They've been in on that.
I've been in on that for a long time. And there's like something that makes me sad about that. That why are we so willing to backstab our own kind?
I don't know. You know what I think probably? It'd have to have something to do with the caste system. Like, they probably, because it's just so ingrained, have like a real reverence for hierarchy. And again, I don't know what it is. I swear to God, there's something about bureaucracy. I swear it has something to do with colonialism in the sense that the British obviously used a lot of desis in the bureaucracy and they had like the high-ranking jobs in it. George Orwell was talking about it in one of his books as well. He was saying that you'll never meet someone who's more pro-British Empire than an Indian. There's a certain sect of Indian that really, really liked Britannia.
Yeah, dude. Like, my family is one of them people. Like, my grandmother would regularly tell me how British culture and Western culture is far superior to our own. In fact, like, dude, people are shitting on Mamdani for eating rice with hands. Dude, if my grandma saw me eating rice with my hand, which I do very often because it tastes better that way, she would flip out.
Yeah.
She would tell me to like go get yourself a spoon, get yourself a fork, eat like a human being.
Yes.
Act civilized.
Right.
And she would always tell me, she's dead, dude. If she was alive, she'd be like 100 years old. She would always tell me like how just because our people do it does not make it better. It's far inferior. And she got it all from her dad, who was the recipient of
the land.
The parcel of land.
Of the land.
Yeah.
There's, look, yeah, it's just really tied into that. I don't know, man. Like, there's something about their culture, because like we were talking about it before. The ideal Chinese man is like a small business owner. The ideal Chinese man is a small business owner that turns it into a large corporation. It's all about private industry. Like, I don't think that they really, by and large as a people want bureaucratic jobs. Indian people definitely do. They like middle classy jobs. They do like that stuff. That's what they're always pushing their kids into being.
Yeah, I think in their ideal world, either you're, particularly if you're still back there in India or Pakistan, you're either a top-ranking government official, like in the bureaucracy, not a politician, in the bureaucracy, a career bureaucrat, but like at the highest level.
So a politician is lower.
Well, it's not lower. For them, it's too risky.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, it's not stable.
Yeah, so it's also
all about stability.
It's also like possibly unachievable.
Yes.
Because being like a top-level politician, there's a lot of other factors as opposed to, if you're enterprising or not. It's what family background you come from, because a lot of politics is based on ethnicity and clan.
Yeah.
So your clan starts mattering a lot. So their ideal world, you become a CEO of a private company.
Oh, okay. So they are into the private enterprise.
They're all about jobs. And I think part of the reason why my grandma was like that is because I think there was like two sorts of Muslims in India. They used to be rulers, and then the British came and then like obviously overthrew them and everything. So one sect of Muslims became like, the reason why we lost is because we strayed away from our culture. And if we want to get our dominance back, then we need to basically get more in touch with our religion and shit. And then the separate group, which my family falls under, was like, dude, we lost because we suck. And we suck because we aren't pursuing Western education. So now fuck all of your own local shit. Start pursuing Western education. Start going to schools. Dude, here's an anecdote of my grandma, which is actually kind of admirable. Sorry, my grandma's mom, which is actually kind of admirable. So my grandma's generation was the first girl. They were the first girls to go to school. And so they went to a Catholic school or something. Her family were completely against this. They were like, how dare you send girls to school, particularly wearing like these skirts, because that's what you were supposed to wear at a school. And so there was a huge, big fuss. My grandma's mom, this is what she said. This is a true story. She says that if I have to send my girls naked to school to get an education, then they will go naked. And that freaked out the family so much that they were like, okay, fine, just send them to school.
Why did that freak them out so much that they were just like, all right, I flipped around?
Because they were like, this lady is insane. She'll send her kids naked to school.
Oh, as in like they just didn't want to discuss it anymore.
But my grandma's...
You don't know how far I will go.
My grandma's mom's philosophy was, which got into my grandma as well, that like, if you're educated, you cannot die of starvation. That was literally her philosophy. Uneducated woman who was sending her kids to school, but her just this assumption was that like, if you're educated, you won't starve, and by educated, Western educated.
I mean, she turned out to be right.
She turned out to be right. I mean, like, I will say this thing: if our family hadn't pursued Western education, our life chances would have been dramatic. It would have been dramatically different. Like, first of all, I wouldn't have been born into relative affluence in a fucking third world country. That's only because my father had gotten educated, like, got promoted, ended up at like good jobs and stuff. And I look at my other side of the family who weren't so academically inclined, who didn't believe. In fact, they are the ones who were saying like, you're sending your girls naked to school. Dude, they are fucking nothing. They are living in miserable conditions. So there is some advantage to being a trader, I suppose. Actually, I take it back. I get what Kash Patel is doing all
No,
of that.
totally,
Yeah.
man. Like, look, I mean, how much is that guy raised because he did it?
Yeah, dude.
Because he turncoated it, was just like, yeah, I think we could get rid of 600,000 migrants.
And
I'll do it.
Did you know that side of the family who ended up doing nothing? You know one of them.
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
In fact,
and they came up with their own survival
in fact,
strategy.
it was the person who's you're thinking of.
Who we have discussed in the up late. And if you want to know who that is, there is a rich tapestry of very naughty stories on there. And there are many pertaining to this particular man. So make sure that you sign up.
Yeah, so in fact, it was the guy that you're thinking of and the upload guy, his great grandmother, who was the one.
To give everyone a clue who is an up late subscriber, I just have to add this. Now.
Those who know.
No.
Yeah, it was his great grandmother who was the one saying, like, don't send your daughters to school. Definitely not in a skirt. They wanted her to send them to school if they must in like a full face veil.
Right, okay.
Yeah. That's how it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
Apparently when my grandma was little, even though her parents were like enlightened, she still wore a face veil because that was just the culture. But anyway, so I take my Brown criticisms back. I think it has served us well in some regards.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Alex Jones. He's making some big calls.
Okay.
Do you want to hear his big calls?
What, have you got the audio?
Yep.
I've got to hear this. Any day that I hear that sweet man's voice is a good day.
Because you can see him declining faster and faster. It's not super bad yet. I predict Trump is going to have some type of collapse within the next 12 months at the current trajectory. I'm not saying he's going to collapse. I'm saying if he doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal, I guarantee you, and I've got stamina, way better than most people.
Always.
If I had Trump's job at 51 for a month, I would have a nervous breakdown. I've seen a lot of signs of Trump declining. The fear that he's getting sick, that who knows what's going on. His ankles are giant. That usually means serious heart decline. I mean, liver failure too. But his eyes aren't yellow. So he's saying, I don't know if I'm doing a good job. I don't know if I'm going to get into heaven. I hear I'm not doing a good job. This is the President of the United States calling into Fox News in the morning saying this.
Okay, so
yeah, his heaven. I don't know if you missed it. Recently, he was on Fox News and he got really somber. He was like, they tell me I'm far away from heaven. He says this. He's like, they tell me that I'm at the lowest of the low at the moment, and there's 8,000 soldiers dying every week in Ukraine. And if I can stop that, don't you think I'll get a little bit up there?
No. Oh, man. The curse of not being able to hold in any private thoughts. Okay, so that's where he's at the moment, is he?
Yeah, that's where he is. But there's this
atheism. There's no atheist in foxholes. He's there, is he?
Yeah, he's there. And this is also a video of some dude who claims to be a professional. Listen to what he has to say.
President's congestive heart failure is getting worse. I'm a home health physical therapist with a doctorate in my field. I see congestive heart failure patients on a daily basis. The reason I know that he has congestive heart failure is because of the swelling in his feet and ankles. And the reason I know it's getting worse is because he's sitting behind the desk on camera now. He lashed out against MSNBC for giving him hash about his ankles. This is how we know that something is true, because it gets to Trump. Remember recently where he was talking about going to heaven for some fucking reason? He says, people said I'm not doing very well. I don't think he's talking about the media. I think he's talking about the doctors who are treating him. The only reason his health has been maintained at all is because he has the privilege of getting IV diuretics, spironolactone, Lasix, Bumex, something like that. That's why his hands have been bruised and covered with makeup. Badly, I might add. We know that it's getting worse because he knows he cannot hide the degree of swelling. That's why he's sitting behind the desk. Oh, he also has chronic kidney disease, which is also contributing to the swelling in the feet and ankles. I can't tell you how many times I have seen a patient in their home because they were hospitalized for AKI, or acute kidney injury. And the kidney injury was caused by nephrotoxic medications, namely diuretics, spironolactone, Bumex, Lasix. The president is definitely getting sicker, and we know he's not going to change his diet because he's such a fucking idiot. I think he's going to be around for 6 to 8 months tops. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
And that's the end. He just finishes on that.
Yeah. Now, I will have to say this. Now, Alex Jones is truly a prophet. You can take him very seriously. This guy is some random dude. I do want to put it out there. And he's saying that he has a doctorate in his field, but does not mention what his field is. So he could be like a Ross Geller type character where he's like a paleontologist.
I'm a doctor in English literature.
Yeah. so you don't know what's happening, but man, he is in his 80s and he is an incredibly unfit man. Like there's got to be some concerns there.
Well, I'm concerned. I don't want that guy to die, man.
Yeah.
He can't die.
Particularly because JD Vance.
We were promised 4 years.
Fulfill your election promise.
Another broken promise from yet another politician.
Well, okay, what happens if he dies?
Well, JD Vance becomes president,
I know,
but that's
but, like,
awful.
Politically, what happens?
Oh, politically what happens is I think that the Republicans go down the gurgler immediately, don't they? There is nothing holding that movement together other than sheer force of personality.
Damn, so don't you think, like, for Democrats, it would be amazing if he died?
I think this is going to be amazing regardless, but I think it'll be even more amazing if JD Vance is president. Look, I don't know what Americans think anymore, and I should really shut my mouth about this, but nonetheless, we do have an hour to fill on this podcast, so I will keep blurting things out. And I do think that JD Vance does not have the charisma, does not have that forgivable likability that everyone... This is incredible. There is a point in my show where I bring up Donald Trump. This is my audience. They're obviously not fans, but they're fans. As soon as his name's mentioned, everyone's face lights up. Does anyone's face light up when JD Vance is mentioned? I reckon his wife probably likes Trump more than JD Vance.
Yeah, dude. I tell you one thing. Packies love Donald Trump at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
He's just shitting on India for no reason.
Well, I'm sure they'd like Vance as well, surely.
No, dude. Trump, no one gives it to anyone. He's roasting Indians all the time. And up in Pakistan, like, Pakistanis are confused. Like, what are... They love it, but they're confused as to why it's happening. It's just, every other day, dude, he just comes out. He's like, you know what? Pakistan shot down 7 planes. Dude, Pakistan claims they shot down 6. He's saying they shot down 7.
You gotta give it to him.
I called Modi and I said, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm giving you 24 hours or else. And, you know, he shuts it down in 5.
It's incredible that he just says these things that should be private between world leaders on Fox News,
dude,
just to fill airtime.
He's trolling India for no reason. This is like some weird fantasy novel that a Paki wrote that's happening in real life. Like all of a sudden, Pakistan was already best friends with China.
Yeah.
Now US.
Now the US really likes them as well.
It
doesn't really expect anything in return either.
And India was like...
He's just impressed by how much they got smashed, I think, in like the air battle, maybe.
I think he's using Pakistan to just annoy India, which, man, works for us.
Yeah, I know. And it works.
That's a win-win scenario, my friend. So use us all you want.
That is effective foreign policy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great things he's doing. So I wouldn't want.
And I'd be very sad if he passed.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to disturb him
Imagine
so
being
much.
president and then people all of a sudden start saying he's going to die.
Yeah.
That's so much further than Joe Biden, where it was just like he's old.
Yeah.
That was the end. No, this is Can you imagine opening the papers one day and then it just says, insert your name has 6 months to live? And it's just like, damn, no one told me that, man.
I don't think that. I think Trump is going to be one of those guys that just drops dead. Like, you're not going to read the newspaper that says Trump has 6 months. You're going to read the newspaper, Trump collapsed and is dead now.
What happens? What's the funeral like? Has that ever... Yeah, that I'm Johnny Louis Anderson. I died in 30 days. And I can guarantee you the guy that died in 30 days did not have the cult of personality that Trump has. I just can't imagine it. Is it like up there with the Queen? I think we'll all mourn once he's gone. We don't know how good we've got it at the moment. Yeah. Everyone's going to be sad that the laughs ended.
I'd imagine Zelensky will go there and is like, come on, you fucked me over. From your graves, do something good for us. And you're not going to heaven. I love how Trump is like scared about heaven and hell issues.
Yeah.
I
and
guess,
it's not in a Christian way, is it? It's more that child thing of like, am I going to go to hell? I don't like that place. It's too
but
hard.
you'd have to believe in hell and like heaven. So he is a believer. For some reason, I just assume that a lot of these people are pretend believers. They're not really.
I think, man, if you're in the Republican Party and you rely on the evangelical vote to get elected, some of it's going to wash off.
Yeah, but didn't Trump like do that 10 years ago for the first time? He was a Democrat before that.
Yeah, but he's been there for 10 years.
Oh, you think?
With people just talking about hell is a real place. Really? I didn't know that. That's very interesting to know.
Yeah. So I guess he is a believer of a kind. He's worried about heaven and hell.
I can't believe it.
Dude, do you think he's going to hell?
Trump?
Yeah.
Look, if I was God, I'd let him into heaven. For sure. For sure.
Just be like, and we have a wild card entry.
Yeah, wild card entry. I don't know. Yeah, just sign out the exemption visas or whatever it is. Let him through the pearly gates. And then, just like live every night from Vegas heaven. It's Donald Trump. It's a beautiful crowd. Thank you very much. It'd be sick. Like, it wouldn't be heaven without Trump.
Yeah, I'm glad God let me in. If he hadn't, I could get that job too. I could get that job. Who thinks God here is doing an okay job? I think he's good, but I think I can be better.
Yeah, I know. God's sitting there loving getting roasted.
Okay. What were the other? Yes. Sorry. Did you hear about in the U.S., there's a surge in anti-Catholic hate crime. In Minneapolis, some dude shot up a Catholic church and killed a bunch of kids.
Why?
They're saying he had some Catholic hate.
Why? Did you leave a manifesto or?
No, so apparently he scheduled a post. He killed himself. So he does the shooting, he kills himself. The police found out a scheduled manifesto and they stopped it from being published. So we don't know what was in it. But Kash Patel came out and said that we're investigating this as an anti-Catholic hate crime. And Pope Leo is very concerned. That's all that I know.
And
so the debate has again come up, which is like, guns are bad, and the other side is saying people are bad.
Yeah. The usual.
Will this ever end?
No, of course not.
Okay, genuine question. Do you think if they took guns, it will stop?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously, it can't just go to the magnitude of what it does because they've got like assault rifles and things. But I just don't think.
I think there's
there was one gun nut that was hiding guns here in rural Victoria. Can you imagine how many gun nuts would be stockpiling in the United States?
Yeah, I know, exactly. And even if they weren't, like, there's a lot of nuts that live in that country.
And the thing is, look, if people want to make guns, they can make guns.
Oh, yeah, particularly today with 3D printing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I wonder, so I'm sure it will be helpful obviously, to take the guns, but I don't know if it's that silver bullet. I think the silver bullet is actually what Bob Catter says. She's like a return to family values. Don't you think this is like just a symptom of the societal collapse of our traditions and family values?
Totally. Absolutely.
It's insane. Like I think they're everywhere now. It's not just the US. There's just so many incels that are under severe mental health crisis that it's just a matter of time. They're all ticking time bombs. We're just living amongst ticking time bombs all the time.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a scary proposition, but like, no, Catholics aren't safe either. I guess that was the point.
Well, who is?
No one is. Man, there was some other segments, but I don't know if they should even make it to the top.
Why? They're just not that good.
It's like, scientist figures out the Bermuda Triangle mystery.
What do you mean? How is that not worthy to discuss?
Well, because I don't think it was a mystery.
Well, what did they say?
Do you know why Bermuda Triangle has that reputation?
Yeah, because things go missing in there all the time.
Yeah, but why do they go missing?
I assume because of some parallel universe force.
No, it's just like it just is like the storms just get intense there.
Oh, is that all it is?
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, of course it was. I can't believe it. Look, all my knowledge of it. This is incredible. This is man in his 30s, cued about something that the last time he read about it was when he was 8. And so that's just my working theory up until now is that there's some sort of interdimensional portal that these Japanese ships have entered.
Yeah, but the other thing is, like, dude, do you know where Bermuda Triangle is? It's just off the coast of Miami. So, like, every day, hundreds of shipping containers cross the Bermuda Triangle.
So the mystery was solved by that.
And do you know why?
Why?
Because they're higher than 30 feet. Like, it used to be a thing back in the day.
Okay.
So it's a high pressure area, and there's a lot of storms over there, and the wave patterns are unpredictable.
Okay, well, if that's the case, mystery solved. May I give you another mystery?
Go on.
May I give you another one? I wish I could put this up and show everybody else, but everybody just look at this this website that I came. This is pathetic. I came across a website because for a joke that's coming up, hint of what the video is going to be about. I'm doing something about Tasmanian tigers. There's a Tasmanian tiger related gag in it, and so I was just looking for, spotted footage of Tasmanian tigers, which I assume was all just going to be blurry crap, right?
No, there's just one, like a black and white one, where like the tiger is just pacing heaps.
Yeah, but that was a Tasmanian tiger. That was just at Melbourne Zoo.
Yeah, I know. But like it's from yesteryear.
It's from yesteryear, but what? You tell me what you think this is.
Oh, they found a possum.
Oh, you bastard. I'm sorry. I know this is pathetic to say, but look, much like Mulder, I want to believe.
I want to believe.
Expedition Australia, just look. Okay. This here. Come on. What can do that? Look at the mouth.
So
in case you don't know, you know how Tasmanian tigers have really big mouths, and when they yawn, it just like basically opens up like a cartoon of what an alligator does and goes like.
I'll put up a picture of what Jordan's showing so they all know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
But I will say one thing, dude. That is a freaky looking animal, but does not look like a Tasmanian tiger.
The thing that you don't think that looks like a Tasmanian tiger?
It looks more like a Tasmanian devil.
What? No, dude. It doesn't look like a Tasmanian devil. Look at it. It has stripes. Look, all I will say about this is the one. And again, like all of my silly theories that I have, you are always looking at somebody that is well aware that I'm just looking for any reason to believe in this that I can. What I will say about Tasmanian tigers is Tasmania is pretty damn wild. There's a lot of wilderness that's out there, and it's very inaccessible to human beings. And there is no human beings there for like huge, massive tracts of it.
Yeah, dude. After dark, by the way, Tassie ceases to be a human place. It becomes an animal place. And they tell you that. Like, if you go to Tasmania and you, like, meet someone and you're saying, oh, I'm traveling, from Launceston to wherever. And they'll tell you, don't travel at night. And you're like, what's the big deal? It's like, the deal is, dude, all the highways are just filled with animals. So you can't drive past 40 kilometers. And they know at night, because a lot of them are nocturnal, they come out and they just take over the highways. It's their land at that point. And so you have to wait for sunrise, and then it becomes a human territory again. It's pretty insane. Dude, kangaroos will go flying off on like New South Wales, Queensland border if they try to just sit there,
Yes, totally.
They'll become mince very, very quickly.
Very quickly. It's true. It's definitely true. At nighttime, if you've ever stayed at Tasmania and you walk out to do a pee or whatever, you'll walk out and you will see a quoll just staring at you and not that scared of you. And then you pee and then it'll kind of just get kind of grossed out and leave. It's one of the greatest things that I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember which national park it was, but it was dusk. And Tasmania just has, as everyone knows, just incredibly beautiful floral hills everywhere. It's nighttime. It's coming towards nighttime. It's dusk. And I'm walking along some trail. And we just go to some paddock. And there's just thousands of wombats in it eating grass as if they're little cows. So many of them.
I saw a lot of wombats in Tasmania.
You saw that too?
Yeah, and not where you are looking for them, just like hanging around where you are. Just a bunch of wombats.
It is a beautiful place. I'll give it that. I feel really bad endlessly shitting on it, and I am shitting on it hard in the new video that I'm releasing on it. So I feel doubly bad thinking about that.
Hey,
it's a great place for animals, not a great place for humans.
I will say something that's very sacrilege, and all due respect to Bob Catter, I apologize to you in advance. Tasmanian tigers, dude, they're just dogs with like stripes on them. Like,
yeah, but what's your point?
I mean, do you miss them? Like, okay, there was a time when like England had saber-toothed lions and tigers and shit, and they were massive. And if like when they say, we want to bring them back, we want to do genetically, how you can genetically engineer extinct species and stuff? I go that's
theoretically right. Like you can't do it, can you? No one's done it.
I don't think I think they're getting really close to it, by the way.
Yes.
And I think they have done it, but they just died.
No, they did not.
Yeah,
Are you kidding?
Did. Yeah, I think.
So we've Jurassic Parked them.
No, well, they weren't dinosaurs. I think they did with like.
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm impressed enough if something's gone extinct and you can bring it back. You don't have to bring back dinosaurs to wow me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you want?
Why not?
Like, you've got dingoes, bro. Like they're basically the same.
Yeah, but we don't. We've got dogs. That's what we have.
Well, so
there's like barely any purebred dingoes.
So are the Tasmanian tigers. Like the tigers.
No, man. They look like dogs, but brother, they ain't dogs.
What was different?
They're marsupials.
Oh,
they're basically carnivorous possums, really. Or, obviously their closest relative would be the Tasmanian devil. And then that's going to come back. You're going to bring it back to life. And it's going to be a very skittish animal. And it'll be awesome to see that frolicking around in the wild. Look, honestly, it'll just be in zoos and things like that. But, man, when you see a Tasmanian tiger, I guarantee you will be impressed.
And they eat possums and shit?
Probably too big for them, actually. Maybe they do eat possums. They really like chickens. People always said that they were killing sheep, and that's why they did like a big killing program of them. They didn't kill sheep at all. That was wild dogs that was doing that, and they blamed Tasmanian tigers for it.
Damn.
But they eat smaller
like the
animals.
immigrants.
Yeah. Actually, they probably do hit possums because they get wallabies and stuff, but more ground-related things. It's incredible because it's one of these things where if there is a gap in nature, nature will make something that is quite similar to things that are in Europe. So, for instance, like wombats, wombats are taking the place of cows, and Tasmanian tigers are taking the place of dogs. That's what it was, but it's a completely different species. It's not related to dogs at all.
Wait, so what's the purpose of a cow?
Grazing.
And for soil health as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, I get cancelled every time I ever say this, but no, this is not just me that believes this. This is the guy that won Bob Hawke's Environmental Award like 2 years ago, is the guy that exposed massive chemical poisoning under the National Party and went through 4 years of hidden documents to go through all of it. This guy is an incredible environmentalist.
Wait, this is the same guy who killed a bunch of elephants on a hunch?
No.
Okay.
Are you talking about... Oh, you're talking about Alan Savory.
Yeah.
No, but this guy's a big fan of Alan Savory. He's a big fan of Alan Savory. He's just like, no, absolutely, like holistic grazing. This is the whole thing. Anytime anyone looks up Alan Savory, they're just going to get like a bunch of debunked things like that. But the thing is that, like a lot of things that happen in academia, they start writing it up in like a different word, but the word is holistic grazing. And there's a lot of research that goes into it. Who'd have guessed there is a need for large grazing animals in grasslands? They're very, very important to that ecosystem. And that's why, like, for instance, in Middle America, when they got rid of all the buffalo, those places started turning into dust bowls. The same thing is because there's nothing there fertilizing the ground and making sure that there's new pasture coming
So
up.
what do you think is the impact of the tigers being extinct for nature?
I'll give me 1 second.
Chat GPT.
I'm going to chat GPT that. I'm sorry. I need to know. Was there an environmental impact? Because maybe dogs took the place and they took it too well.
Because dingoes aren't indigenous to Australia, are they?
Nah.
They're like from Papua New Guinea and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people believe that they actually came with the fleet. I don't know if that's
No,
true.
that's not true at all. That's absolutely, that can't be. What was the ecological gap left by Tasmanian tigers? One of the biggest questions. Herbivore populations might have grown denser in Tasmania, putting more grazing pressure on understory plants. On the mainland, dingoes replaced thylacines. In Tasmania, the absence of thylacines allowed feral cats to spread more easily as mid-level predators. There you go.
But that's not a gap. That's like an issue that we created that could have been solved with Tasmanian tigers, but they weren't around.
The other thing that they say as well is that Tasmanian devils that mostly scavenge but had some competitive balance with thylacines, their populations exploded as a result of Tasmanian tigers not being around, and that probably led to the diseases that they're getting now.
Yeah. Australia was the best place if you were a herbivore, right? Like this one species that could potentially attack you, and that too is dying.
Yeah.
Without dingoes, this is Wonderland.
Oh, dingoes would have had a really good time here.
Dingoes would have loved it. Imagine if you bring like a lion or a tiger or something here. Be like, this is way too easy.
So easy.
It's like a buffet all year round.
There was that theory years ago. I wonder what happened to that. There was a theory of just populating northern Australia with a bunch of African animals like gazelles and elephants.
Man, as much as I would love that, I would absolutely love it. But I suspect that's going to screw things up.
Probably bad. But here's the thing. Look, it's one of those things. Yes, that's true. A lot of the plugging gets a bad rap because of cane toads and whatever. But you have to understand, this is exactly like what we were talking about with the Gobi Desert and China's first tries to like hold back the desert with planting vegetation. It was like the science of it was very new when it started. They kind of had the right idea. Now, we're 200 years on from the cane toad. I'm pretty sure that there would be biologists that would be able to say there is a gap in the food chain here that could be replaced with this animal. And they'd probably get it right.
Look, I'm willing to roll that dice because I like to experiment shit like that.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not going to take any
great to just have
responsibility.
heaps and heaps of elephants.
Man, you know what?
Rhinos would be a really good thing to bring back because they're struggling. So give them a go.
Yeah.
And how much damage can they really do other than to campers that are out there and backpackers, which again is a gap in the market because of the few amount of serial killers that are out there now. So someone needs to
I
keep
reckon
it
you
in
can
check.
bring African lions here easy. Tigers would be a bit iffy because like you need a huge territory for them. You won't be able to
And I'd be
control them.
way more scared of tigers than I would be lions.
And tigers are like obviously way more aggressive than lions, anyways.
Are they?
Yeah, dude.
That's what I suspected. And I also suspected that they'd stalk you.
Well, tigers are solitary animals, and lions are social animals. So a lion can accept you in a tribe, whereas for a tiger, you're always
On the out.
There's no code in that tiger that accepts you as a friend at any point. That's why you'll think you've tamed a tiger, but one day it'll just go crazy on you for no reason. It just has those instincts. Whereas lions have a pride thing. So as long as you don't mess the pride dynamics, they're fine with you. In fact, they love you as well if they accept you into your pride.
Well, we've all seen the footage. We've all seen the footage of those huge, massive male African lions just running up to some zoo owner or something and then just putting their massive paws over them and licking their face and stuff.
Well, because those lions are useless, by the way. The big alpha lions. First of all, their thing, the mane, is only for sex. Like it's a big schlong. It's really detrimental to them because it's really hot and it keeps them hot all the time, which is why they have to like constantly sleep.
Yeah.
And they're too big to even like. What they're really there for is for another male to challenge them. That's the only time they wake up and they're like, all right, it's fight time. And then they'll fight and throw that male lion away because they get to have sex with all the animals. And then they'll just sit. They don't even hunt. The females hunt. They're just there for like, they big, so they're just muscle. And the muscle that only works when like there's another challenger to them. Otherwise, it's just going to sleep. But it'll decide who gets to eat first and all of that shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good life being a lion.
It's not bad. Well, it would absolutely suck being one of the beaters that are out in the Kalahari just on looking at this guy that has like 18 bitches.
Yeah, 18 bitches. And dude, these bitches are like, they're harsh too. They really expect you to fight for them. And if you don't, they don't care about you. And if you lose, then like stay same. The idea is like they have to then go out and look for their own pride. But that's not easy.
No. I'm imagining that it's a very one-child policy thing where you've just got a bunch of losers in the scrub by themselves, just hunting mice and whatever.
So they just wait for the alpha to get old.
Yeah, that's always the case.
And hope that they don't get too old with the alpha.
It is a brutal system, isn't it? So even if you're at the top, there's going to be a day that you go down.
Yeah,
and then you're just out in the scrub as an old man.
Absolutely. There's
that sucks.
Chimps are like better at managing that. So what chimps will do is like they'll have a better understanding of when they're about to lose. Then they'll form alliances with others. So they'll give extra privileges to other chimps as long as those chimps accept them. So they kind of understand that there is a finite rule and they can work around it. But dude, lions, they just wait for the day when they're going to get their ass whooped.
Damn, dude. And being a chimp is kind of brutal as well.
Oh, dude, being a chimp is... You know what it's like? You watch Chimp Empire. There's a lot of documentaries out there now, and they are...
Chimp Empire was sick. I loved that.
It's being in a gang. The same rules apply.
Yeah, it is.
Like, everything about it is just being
a mafia.
A gang mafia. So you can either be the gang leader or you can be one of the gangs, but all the dynamics are the same.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you see someone from another gang and they're by themselves, kill them immediately. Why? One less gang member on the other side. If you see them with a bunch of people, do not approach. And like you're constantly fighting for territories. You're raiding and killing and raping and pillaging. It's unbelievable how human-like they are.
Yeah, I know, totally. And can exploit resources as well.
Oh, it's all about resources for them.
Yeah.
It's not oil, but it's like fruits.
And monkeys.
Yeah, and all that shit. And like, if your area has like trees that are fruiting all the time, you bet your ass that you're going to have to build your own great wall around that thing because other chimps are going to come and take it. And a lot of these chimps that are trying to take it are at one point were from your tribe that you've kicked out for whatever reason, and they've gone and formed their own gang now. It's Game of Thrones with chimps. It's pretty insane, and they're not all love.
No, man. No. Not at all.
That's the one thing Jordan
and
Peterson
the plotting
was
within
right
the
about.
eternal, within as well. There's heaps of plotting
Oh,
amongst each
yeah,
other.
yeah. And there's like complex plotting and thinking.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just being able to judge if you're physically stronger, but there's so many different considerations. They consider terrain, they consider numbers, they consider skills, and they make decisions. Sometimes, like, you would see a chimp leader that just sees, like, this is not going to work, and you can see him just bail. I don't think I've seen a lion do that, just like, yeah, I had a good run. Hey, guys, see
Live
ya,
to
bye."
fat another day. Yeah.
Like,
Just do an Assad.
yeah, just do it in the sun. So what I'm trying to say is, like, bring them here.
Chimps.
Chimps? No, not chimps. Don't bring chimps, dude. I think I am scared of chimps.
Me too. I'm scared of chimps.
I feel like it's a matter of time
Freak me
before
out.
they like be better than us at some shit. No, but I'm talking about like lions and elephants.
Have you heard the theory that the great apes are going through their own stone age?
Yeah, I know. I've heard about that, but I don't believe it as such.
I think it's possible, right? They're smart enough to exploit tools.
Well, the thing is, they're in the same timeline as us. They're just our cousins. It's not like they're our ancestors. We had common ancestors, and one of the ancestors decided to educate themselves, and the other one decided not to.
Yeah. It was your family.
Yeah,
but
it was
like,
my family, straight
it was
up.
your family, but that's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, the other side of your family might cotton on.
Yes.
I think that maybe there was just some sort of freak accident that happened years ago where probably exactly what happened in 2001: A Space Odyssey. There was just a piece of lightning, and then that gave them one little brilliant idea in their little chimp minds, and maybe that's just how it happened from there on in. In fact, if there is anybody that is a biologist and knows why chimps didn't go up and we did, let us know. But
Well, I
don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they do use tools.
No, they can use tools. They're our cousins, bro. Like, there's a lot of things that are exactly like us. But I think they made their call, which is they weren't willing to take the same kind of risks that we were, which was go deep into the savannas and risk being eaten by predators like lions. And for a long time, we were eaten. But then we were able to get like more nutrition, which we couldn't find in trees.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe we were just losing out in territory to them or something. And so we just went out into the savannah because we were forced out. And it made us tougher.
That could be it. That could be it. I just think, like, dude, Homo sapiens just had the right combination of skills that was perfect for surviving, which was the ability.
No, wait, are we talking about Homo sapiens? I was talking back at like Australopithecus.
No,
or
I know.
something.
I'm just saying, but like all of the progress that we are talking about now is Homo sapiens, which came much later. Sure.
No. Tool would have been started using by what?
Homo
habilis?
erectus and stuff. I'm not talking about tools. I'm talking about like the ability to critically think and adapt our environment to suit us.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Look, chimps do that.
I think, okay, so the best, like, I was watching a documentary, and this was like the best example that was given. It's like Neanderthals. They weren't like shitter than us in any which way. They were actually much stronger than us. They were bigger than us. They could beat us up like very, very easily. They were able to survive in really cold conditions a lot better. So when Homo sapiens would have interacted with Neanderthals, initially Homo sapiens were like, dude, these guys are so much better than us. They can hunt huge animals. They can withstand the cold. But then, like, a few generations later, like, Homo sapiens were like, well, what the fuck? We can just wear a jacket. And the Neanderthals were like, why didn't we think of that? Like, and the ability for Homo sapiens to be able to think of that, which is cater the environment to themselves, was just a superpower that no one had.
But man, Neanderthals surely had jackets.
No, I know they had it, but like, it's just that kind of thinking. It's like, whatever physical advantages that they had were not enough with the cognitive advantages that the Homo sapiens had.
Well, yes.
So they would have been.
At this point, this is such a podcast point, but have you read Sapiens?
I have.
Well, their big point was the fact that we were able to imagine abstract things and that's the reason that we're superior to Neanderthals.
Well, there's that too, which is being able to like have huge communities, which I guess Neanderthals weren't able to have.
Yeah.
But that's also like an adaptability thing. It just helps you cater the environment to yourself. You can't do a lot of things by yourself, but like if you've got like 1,000 of you, you can do a lot of things. And that is a superpower in itself. So I just think we were...
But even with the chimp empire thing, weren't they saying the... whatever a chimp expert is called, they were all saying, we thought the chimp tribes could only get to 50, and then this one guy got the chimp tribe to 150.
Yeah, but they don't have 1.5 billion.
Huh?
What I'm saying is like they don't have the capability to make it 1.5 billion.
No.
Which humans
No,
do.
but like, you know, being able to triple it means that guy was some sort of freak. And they were all saying that guy was the clear alpha and was able to out-alpha much younger, stronger chimps for a very long time. So I'm saying, like, every now and then there might just be some freak of nature that sort of brings things along.
Maybe that was their Genghis Khan or some shit, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
But like their Genghis Khan had 150, dude.
Yeah, but
That's
that's a lot more than 50.
Yeah, double.
Triple, man. Yeah.
Maybe I belong with them. I just never bought this that they're in their stone age and they're like about to get better. By that estimate, shouldn't we be getting even better?
Aren't we, though?
Well, I mean, if you look at
I don't know if we are or aren't. It's just those things of, I don't know, usually you're going to be, everyone that isn't a midget is going to be taller than their mum. And the average intelligence of people a few generations ago was many, many IQ points lower than it is now. There's all that kind of stuff.
But don't you think we just have to die out before that happens?
What?
Like humans have to just die.
So, yeah, maybe it's just the thing of we've got better food. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like we've rigged the system, dude. We've really kicked the ladder off. You know?
Yeah.
And so I think like when we do die off, which let's be real, will happen at some point, I think then there'll be a vacuum and we'll see. I imagine it wouldn't be cheap. Well, who knows?
Cheap as chimps.
Cheap as chimps. If you are someone who knows about this, comment and let us know what you think about are chimps in their own stone age. Who could take over humans? Will it have to be after we're dead or could it happen within our lifetime? And no racism because all humans are still in this category.
Man, I wasn't even thinking like that, but now that you mentioned it. Yes, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for
Make
your
sure
time.
that you sign up to the Up Late.
Yes, please
There
do.
will be many more naughty tales.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.